record and stick this available for Taylor.
Oh, awesome. That's easy then. I'll tell her that tonight.
Yeah. Now, so if you can still see the screen, yeah?
Yeah.
So I will go to, the first place I'll go to is EdInfo.
Mm-hmm.
And down here on the resource bit, you've got these 3 documents here.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding by Design.
Yeah.
That's short, that's massive. It's a book. That's short, that's really good. You haven't looked at those yet?
No, I didn't even know they were there.
No, they've been there about a week.
Okay.
So it's Understanding by Design is a bit of a sort of jargon idea. I think it's no big deal, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically putting a system around what program writers do, teachers do all the time anyway, because it's thinking through the whole planning process of a unit of work.
Right, okay.
It's designed to get you thinking about the end product that you want from your students when you're designing the whole thing in the first place. It makes you think through the sort of assessments that you give your students and when you give them, so that they can learn most efficiently and in an excited, engaged way, because the assignments make sense, they're real, the word they use is authentic, and they're not, ridiculous questions that you've just got to mug up and learn rote. They actually test your understanding. So it's a lovely system, and you can see the dates, 2005, and there's a lot earlier as well. It's not real new stuff, but this particular assignment references Understanding by Design, so you've got to use it to some degree. You've got to get your head into it a little bit. I suggest this one is the best one to have a look at.
The bottom one, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what that is. Now let's have a look at this one. Instructions for assessing a unit of work.
Wait, is that on the EDU homepage?
Yeah.
Oh wait, hang on. Is that the one Stephen Brinton sent to us?
Well, he did one, and we've had to redo it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. So this is the latest edition that's up there on the EdInfo page.
Okay, because we got emailed one, and I was looking at that, but I still was a bit stuck.
Yes. Yeah. Well, hopefully this will resolve those issues.
Okay.
So the one you've seen was all black with italics.
Yeah.
We've made it look different. This is in red, and red is for the comments and black is what's in the question.
Okay. Now,
this particular one is set up for, I think it might have been history. Or geography. It might have been geography.
Okay.
So don't let that worry you. The design is still the same.
Okay. That was one question I want to quickly interrupt there. Is you see how ours talks about choosing a specific religion topic? Am I choosing 3 religions or am I choosing 1? Because the first sentence was a bit all over the joint. It was like,
yeah, I'm going back there. You all right there?
Yeah, my brother just walked in.
Okay. Hi, brother.
Oh, hello.
We'll see you in Alpha Crucis one day.
Yeah. No, he wants to do medicine.
Oh, shucks. We don't do medicine.
Not yet, anyway.
No, not for a couple of decades, I would think. So one topic, you see, that's it. This is SOR is just for year 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Is that too? You want to make it bigger?
No, I've got it. Sorry.
You got it?
Yeah, all good. Okay.
That's too big. Come down. Come on.
So it says
One topic from year 12, religious tradition depth study. Now that's a phrase in the syllabus.
Yeah, I noticed.
Heading in the syllabus. Focus on the contribution of significant people, ideas, practices, and ethical teachings from 3 of the major religious traditions. So you choose 3 of those, but it's one topic within the religious traditions depth study.
So the topic is, we're going to learn about significant people, ideas, practices, and ethical teachings is sort of like at the top of the mind map. And then coming out of it is, this is one for Buddhism, this is it for Judaism, and this. Okay. So I'm just going to draw that because I'm going to send my notes to Taylor as well.
That's cool. Cool.
So a good resource would be that Bozte's book that has it has for Islam, it has Muhammad, and it has what he did, and so that would be something like a resource to use. Okay.
Yeah. Are you in? Have you got hold of Religion for Breakfast yet?
Is that on the Moodle page?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Well, if you no. If you had got hold of it, you'd have got hold of it. You'd love it.
Okay.
Up here on the Moodle page.
Yeah.
Religion for Breakfast. This guy has some amazing topics.
Yeah. Okay.
So this fella here.
Okay.
So you type in Religion for Breakfast and Islam.
Yeah.
And you'll get
an ad.
Hey everyone, so I'm officially on summer break, so that explains the theme.
Right, okay.
Video inspired by one of the academic YouTube channels that I follow, who's a guy named Simon Clark. He's a student researching physics, and he blogs,
etc. But anyway, no, that's an amazing resource.
Okay.
So basically, in your essay, your assignment, you need to hit 3 of the major religions, any 3.
And so over the 5-week unit of work.
Well, let's go back to the other thing. Where did it go? Jim?
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, you really are.
Forgive me, it's what you do. Here we go.
Actually.
So these notes, scaffolding notes, are relevant to all curriculum subjects that have a common assessment. This scaffolding unpacks what is required so students can gain the greatest benefit from their learning experience.
Right.
You'll notice that we call part A now a 5-week unit of work.
Mm-hmm.
It actually, in some subjects, calls it the online case study, which is very confusing, which is a part of it.
Which makes sense.
Eh?
I think that makes sense if you call it that.
Yeah, it is. And this 1,000 word is to tell you, please don't do too much work.
Oh, okay. Well.
Because you'll notice down here, the justification now in your subject is 800. Now that's 1,500. Look, I'm not going to blink whatever you do. All I'm saying is don't do too much detail on A, but do plenty of detail on B. That's where you're unpacking the way you've thought about this whole thing.
Okay, so more on B.
Yeah.
Okay, so part A is probably the part that I'm most confused about.
Sure. So it's a 5-week unit of work, which is short. Most units of work are 10.
Okay.
This is only a short one. So you don't have to go too nuts about it, right? You have to use understanding by design. And there's more information there on the EdInfo page, which we've already talked about. Yeah?
Yeah.
So
is Understanding by Design that Wiggins article?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now, so your unit of work is to include an online case study constructed by the teacher to complete a student-ready assessment task, allowing students to demonstrate critical creative thinking. So this is something you can put on the web, maybe a website, and you should have a read about down here. It talks about what is a case study. Now, I'm upset that link is not working. So I might have to turn this back to a Word document because that's lost the link. Annoying. Yeah, I'll turn this back to a Word. You see, a case study basically, do you know what a case study is?
Well, I think I did one for Flipped. I did the case study of Buddha receiving the Enlightenment. Is that
a case study is like a self-contained module of ideas, usually a problem.
Oh, uh-oh.
A specific area or issue based in a reality, and it's designed to get the students digging and grappling with complex, if you like, competing issues or values, and they try to come to some resolution or conclusion, hence the critical creative thinking bit.
Okay. Does that Flipped? Is it gonna be okay if I just didn't quite nail that on the head? I just did more of it. Yeah, it's okay.
Don't stress.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Resolution and sort of creative thinking. Okay,
let me paint a little picture for you. If you were to give a case study in a classroom, right, you might come into the classroom, say, "Hi kids, today we're going to do a case study on the burqa." And you might have a bunch of handouts on how the French are handling the issue of the burqa, how the Australians are, how the Americans are, what about border protection people, how should schools deal with the burqa, where did the burqa come from, why, all those things. So
I could do like the approval of mosques in many different countries.
So a whole bunch of factual information, and then you give the students an overarching question or an issue. Basically, what do you think and why? How would you legislate for a peaceful future in Australian schools in dealing with the burqa? Now, that would be a case study.
Okay.
Where you don't tell the students what the answer is. There isn't necessarily a right and wrong answer, but they've got to come at it from an informed position that they've gathered from reading the resources that you've given them. Now, I've just described what you might do in a classroom. Now, put that on a website, and it becomes an online case study.
So if how it was like that Weebly thing, is that something I could use? And okay, so I would upload maybe one article, one YouTube video. Can I use other people's works and just have to reference them on the website?
Of course. You don't have to have, that's the whole point.
Okay.
So that's what that is. I hope I've unpacked that. And please don't make it long, because you've hardly got any words to do this. It's got to be skeletal. It's got to be just to give the idea that you know what you're doing.
So I don't actually have to create a Weebly. I just have to.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But how am I supposed to include that into the document?
A web link.
Oh, okay.
So I just click on it and off I go. I can say, oh, yeah, that looks good.
Okay. And so, see how it's 1,000 words? Will my essay, I mean, the Weebly, if you go onto it and it has like writing from me on it, can that count as the 1,000 words? Or does
I'm
it have
not
to be?
going to count. I'm not going to count. You know.
So this assessment can be approached from many different avenues. Okay.
There's no one size fits all.
Okay.
Now, under B, you've got to do a pre-lesson, one classroom ready pre-lesson. In other words, one you do at the front end of the unit of work to basically find out where the students are at. You know, what's their prior knowledge.
Okay, so like, who was that guy? Was that Osabel?
Yeah.
Okay, that says that. He said you need to know where they are and then build from there. Okay, so a pre-lesson is the lesson at the start of the unit that you figure out where everyone is. Okay.
And the second thing, you've got to do a post-lesson. So one at the end of your unit of work, how, you know, a lesson plan, a mini lesson plan. It's not massive detail, just it's, you know, half a page lesson plan of what you might do at the end of a unit. How you might wrap it up.
Pre and one for post?
Yes.
2 lesson plans?
Yeah.
And so I'm just taking notes so I can take a photo of this and also send it to Taylor.
Sure.
1 post lesson plan. And I might just use a smaller template because the one that's on Moodle is quite large and I don't think it'll.
It is.
Okay.
Or cut that down and you only use what you think is pertinent.
Okay, no worries.
And the last thing is study a student-ready assessment task designed as assessment of learning, which is a summative one. Now, the original you've got says for learning. This is of. So you've got to have, this is a pretty major assessment for the kids to be used for reporting to students, parents, keeping a record, and moderation across other grades. It's like the end, something exciting for the kids to do right at the end of the unit.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yeah, something for students to do at end of unit. Yeah, to wrap it all up.
Yeah.
And so it's graded as well.
It will be graded, yeah. I mean, you don't grade it, but something that is appropriate.
Yeah, no
worries. For grading, yeah.
No worries. Okay, and so that's all part A. Woo! Okay, part B.
Now, this is like an essay.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think the justification's fine. Just using Moodle resources and stuff for.
But, you know, why have you chosen this? Why did you choose that? Why this approach? Why that? So just to show very simply that you've thought through and you haven't just copied and pasted from the internet and not known what you're doing.
I think we have to do we've already done them for the lesson plan sequences anyway.
Yeah, you do. And so, this thing here, scope and sequence for the year. So that's, you know, where does your unit fit? You've got to think about where it would fit in a year, and on a single piece of paper, a table with lines on it. Where would your unit sit? So have a good look at the syllabus. Have a think about where your unit would sit in relation to other stuff. That's what that is.
And okay, yeah, that's fine. And so I can put that, obviously you wouldn't put it where you do like Australian or the nature of belief, but you more focus on like maybe on like the tradition, the religious in-depth studies that you're doing.
Yeah.
And so I think someone from uni is calling me. Okay. And so for concept map, what I like to do is, because I don't like black and white tables, is it okay if I do more of like a mind map kind of thing, like a little bit more creative? Okay.
That's what I was going to say. 1 page.
Okay.
And that's simply a table, number 3. And that's just number 4 is a summary. It's just a list, if you like. It's a really basic, quick list of maybe what would you do on each week.
Hang on a second. Sorry. Concept map. Equal line map. Okay. And so part 3, assessment schedule for the scope and sequence. Am I putting in individual assessment tasks for the whole year?
A schedule, as in what? No, you're not. Look, this is unnumbered. It's not part of the word count. Just where would you put assessments within the scope and sequence?
So I can just put assessment A, assessment B, 20%, assessment. Okay.
You don't write the assessment task. You just plan it.
Yeah.
Plan where they're going to be and what they're going to be.
Okay.
Look, I'm going to turn this into a Word now so you can get all the links.
Okay.
I'm sorry it's like that. It looks pretty, but it's no good. Yeah.
I think it just makes a lot more sense when you have it explained to you, because I'm like, oh, these word limits and this black and white. But like, if you say you're a lot more open to it looking in different types of ways, then it's not as scary. Because Taylor and I were saying, what is this actually going to look like? But if you're saying it can look in many forms, then that takes a lot of pressure off. And I think a lot more sort of creativity can happen if you say it like that. So
Sounds really good.
okay.
Okay. Are you all right now?
I believe so.
Oh,
good.
Well, I must tell you, Stephen is not well. He's not in today and pretty sick. Sinusitis, I think, in his head.
No.
So he was going to be setting up a visit for me and him to Toongabbie tomorrow. So I don't know where that's at. I haven't spoken to him yet today.
Okay.
So do pray for him. There may be a bit of a delay with Toongabbie, but we'll obviously get to it when we can.
Yeah, no worries. I'm not stressed.
Okay.
Thank you, Jim. And
Happy camping. I'll send this to, I'll put this on the Moodle.
Yeah, and I'll let Taylor know it's there. Cool.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
How do I stop this?